Y'all, Whoopi Goldberg has really come out and done her thangy thing this time. I often feel like people in Hollywood are out of touch, but this is like a next level of it, and I'm glad everyone is seeming to see how ridiculous this is. I already feel like The View is kind of one of those shows where it's pretty much just rage bait at this point. But before we get into it, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel so you never miss what I'm talking about. Just giving you real opinions on today's headlines and basically spilling that tea. So, Whoopi Goldberg, this is a video we saw on TikTok.
I appreciate that people are having a hard time. Me too.
Yeah.
I work for a living. If I had all the money in the world, I would not be here. Okay? So
Okay, I'm not gonna keep pausing it, but already in this video, I paused it right then and there before I realized that he gets into it, and just went to go do just, like a little scope of Whoopi Goldberg. And this is on Celebrity Net Worth, where she literally has a net worth of 30 million, and her salary from The View is quite literally 8 million per year.
here. Okay? So I'm a working.
Why is everyone clapping as
Working
if they actually
person?
relate to that?
This is the most out-of-touch thing I've ever heard a celebrity say. We got to run some numbers and put this into perspective. The median household income in America is $80,000. And after tax...
Which I also did that. I just typed in what is the average house, what does the average American make? And I didn't get 80,000, but instead I actually got that the national average based on, the Q4 of 2023, that the national average for Americans is about 60,000. So 60 to 80,000, whatever. That is the national average salary. And then I thought, well, she lives in California. So, in California, things are already more expensive. So, maybe at higher. And it is, but not really, not enough for her to be trying to relate with people who are making like the average salary. So the national average in California alone is about 73,000. This one is from 2022, but this does go into a little bit of the six figures because California is expensive, but that doesn't really make a difference. That's not really enough for her to relate.
Income in America is $80,000. And after taxes, it's about $66,000. And this is before 401k contributions and health insurance. You have been famous for 40 years and have a net worth of $60 million. And on top of that, you make $8 million a year. And even though you're paying an insane amount of taxes, you're still taking home
$3.8 million a year. He breaks it down even farther to say that she gets so that's like $73,000 after taxes a week. So she's making more a week than the average American brings home in a year. And you are trying to relate with the people who are watching your show? Be so for real. This is just one of those out of touch comments. She doesn't even understand how ridiculous this is, and I honestly, sincerely doubt that if you were to show her all this, she would still understand that what she said was sincerely out of touch.
$1 million a year. That is $73,000 a week
after taxes.
You, Whoopi Goldberg, by yourself, make more money per week than the average American family makes a year. And you're going to sit here and say that you relate to the struggle of the American people? Do you realize that people have not recovered financially since the pandemic?
Yeah, so that was honestly just a hilarious, and there was some comments on X where it said, and everyone in the audience is clapping in agreement, and they say we are in a cult, which is so funny. Since I started being more open and posting about, Trump and all that, I have heard more times than not that I'm closed-minded, bigoted, in a cult, whatever, when I'm sharing facts, I'm sharing proof that people just don't want to see, and it's like, you can't call me closed-minded and be closed-minded. How are you just going to embody everything that you claim I am, everything that you claim Trump is? Just hilarious. This one said, this is just wild. Celebs are just out of touch with reality and not even in the same realm when speaking out loud. Honestly, they are. And I think it's even funnier that in real time, we are realizing that celebrities are losing, their star power. They're losing that thing. The fact that Kamala spent 20 or over whatever 20 million, which is hilarious that that's what she's in debt, but 20 million for celebrity endorsements, the biggest names, Taylor Swift coming out and endorsing her, Beyonce coming out, And that didn't help at all. Beyonce got paid $10 million for a less than 4-minute speech. And that didn't do anything. People came to that rally because they thought Beyonce was going to be performing. And after she walked out that stage, people got up and they left. Honestly, hilarious. So, yeah, celebrities even thinking that they relate or they somehow still have some kind of like crazy influence over people is hilarious. This one says the entire Hollywood entertainment industry is just out of touch. They still think CNN and MSNBC are honest, which is hilarious. Like, this is those. Okay. After the, sorry, I'm getting so worked up. Okay, so after the election, CNN, MSNBC, and other networks that basically, were doing fear mongering, misinformation. Oh, like Kamala's, this is, there's not even a care, like, there's not even a thought in the world she's gonna win this. Just basically, like, giving people all the false hope and doubt, like, that Kamala was going to win, is saying that, it was the majority, this was going to be like case closed, when in fact it was the opposite. They were, of course, clipping videos and just reporting on like portions of what Trump said, not getting into it, not giving fair interviews, like trying to debate JD Vance, like just the craziest things. But now, post-election, all of these news channels, their views are dropping. Like, people are just like realizing the lies that they have been fed. Some people are waking up and being like, wait a minute, all this stuff that you've been promising over these last 3 months has just been a lie. Like, now I'm starting to find out everything. And so they're leaving and all of their views are dropping, and it is so good. This is like what goes around comes around, the perfect karma wrap up, I think. And this last one, and one thing he forgot to add is that the $70K she makes per week is also after taxes. Literally after taxes. So again, Whoopi Goldberg, she just doesn't get it. Her trying to compare herself to the average American when she makes more weekly than most Americans bring home in a year. And this administration is where most people have made more money than they've ever made in their life and are the brokest that they've ever been in their life, because the economy is just awful. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck or beyond that. So for her to bring more home in a week than most people bring home in a year, honestly just feels like a budgeting problem. If you're there because you have to work and you can't possibly live off your measly $8 million a year salary, you probably need to get a financial advisor and have someone help you with your budgeting. And this isn't even related, but I saw this on X while I was getting some comments and thought that this was hilarious. Her coming out and joining the no sleeping with men movement, which I already agree with, because I think that you shouldn't just go and sleep around with a bunch of people. I think that you should wait, for your person or whatever, or wait for someone that does more than just like look at you. But now this is what she had to say about it.
This. I dare, you didn't get here by yourself, man. You can't do this without us. And if we don't let you, you don't get it. It's that simple. It's that simple.
The fact of the matter is, do they think that it is only the left, like only Democrats, that are producing babies and children? All this movement is doing, I feel like, is really clearing up the dating pool, giving them a chance to take a break, really evaluate what they want, and then clearing up the dating pool for a while for people to go find really well-adjusted, regular thinking women. And this doesn't even just apply to Trump supporters, because there are some people who voted for Kamala that haven't lost their mind, are open for, like reasonable discussion and kind of seeing like, whoa, some of the stuff that's going on in the far left is kind of crazy. And so they, I would say that they are, a good pick as well, because sometimes people just don't know better, or, they do their research but still have their beliefs, and there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, all they're doing is basically cleaning up the pool and just giving, centrists and Republicans more time to reproduce these next 4 years and just raise an entire next generation of Republicans. So yeah, this was honestly hilarious. Whoopi Goldberg just does not, I just don't think she realizes how out of touch this was, and I doubt she'll come and say anything about it, but I thought that this was hilarious. So yeah, thanks so much. Don't forget to like this channel, or like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace!